students, myself Rakhi, Assistant Professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, ABS Engineering College, Ghaziabad, affiliated to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, Lucknow. Today in the series of optical communication lecture, I am going to deliver before you scattering loss, non-linear and the bend loss. This comes under the category of losses which occurs in the optical fiber. Already in the previous lecture we have discussed about the scattering loss and the linear condition of the scattering loss, and its two types, that is Rayleigh scattering and the Mie scattering. So, in this today's lecture we are going to have a scattering loss type which is non-linear and one of the another loss mechanism, that is the bend loss. Now, in this particular contest I am going to deliver before you non-linear scattering losses. Under that it has two types, that is stimulated Brillouin scattering and the stimulated Raman scattering, which is most commonly called as the SBS and the SRS. And at last we will have a fiber bend loss, which is also called as the bending loss. So, under the condition, that is non-linear scattering loss, this comes under the scattering loss in which whenever obstacle of any type comes in the path of the optical signal, it get distracted. And that is called the scattering. But in the linear case, there is a relationship between the input and the output, that is, in the linear case there is a linear relationship between the input and the output one. But when this linearity condition does not exist between the output and the input, then it is called as the non-linear condition, and the scattering loss which follows the non-linear principle of propagation is known as the non-linear scattering loss. So, what are the conditions? It occurs at high optical power levels. In the case of a linear scattering, which does not describe the power level, basically it occurs in the lower power levels, that is linear scattering loss. But this scattering loss always occur at the high power level. So, there exists a threshold power in this condition. About that we are going to have discussion. This non-linear scattering causes the optical power from one mode to be transferred in either the forward or the backward direction to the same or the other mode at the different frequency. Another difference comes with the linear case. That means, in the linear case we have already discussed that in the previous lecture, that there is no change of frequency when the scattering occurs, but in this particular case there exists a change in the frequency. That means, input signal and the scattered ray will have a different frequency. If it has a f, it will be f dash, f double dash, f triple dash, or may it is possible that f dash in between also, but there is a change in the frequency from the input and the output which we get after the scattering. It depends critically on the optical power density within the fiber, and hence only becomes significant above a threshold power level. What does it mean? That it depends critically upon the optical power density and becomes significant above a threshold value. That is why it is called in the higher optical power level. Until the optical power reaches a particular level, this non-linear scattering does not going to occur. Every non-linear scattering loss has a threshold value. तो threshold value वो value होता है जब तक कोई system उस value को touch ना कर दे, उसमें वो principle exist नहीं करता, उस process वो exist नहीं करता है. In various of our device, it is existing that unless or until it reaches the threshold value, it does not operate. Same thing is applicable here. Until or unless optical power level उतना आपका उतना high ना हो, तो जो तब जो ये इसके थ्रेशोल्ड पावर लेवल को टच कर सके, उसके पहले ये लॉस आपका एग्जिस्ट नहीं हो सकता. दैट मीन्स वी कैन ईजली reduce दिस लॉस by keeping our optical power at the low level. अगर हम अपने ऑप्टिकल पावर को लो लेवल पे रखेंगे, we can easily reduce this particular loss, that is non-linear scattering loss. This scattering mechanism in fact gives optical gain, but with a phase shift in frequency. That's why there is a change in frequency, thus contributing to the attenuation for light transmission at a specific wavelength. So just listen out the statement that this loss also contribute to the optical gain, but with a phase shift. So question arises, if we are telling that as give optical gain, then why it comes under the category of loss? So reason is that here the question is this, ki why it is comes under the loss if we are saying that it gives the optical gain, because it gives the optical gain but with a phase shift. If for example we have a signal which is transmitting ray है आपका जो ट्रांसमिट कर रहा है f1 फ्रीक्वेंसी पे और उस समय इसकी गेन है g, but after undergoing the process of non-linear scattering, after going through the process of non-linear scattering, it will have f2 frequency and gain, for example 2g. Gain is increasing, but at what frequency? It gain is becoming 2g at the f2 frequency, but we are considering for the f1 frequency. So we can easily say that for f1 frequency gain has been reduced. That's why it is comes under the category of loss. So phase shift is responsible, frequency shift is basically responsible to be called the non-linear scattering loss as a loss, comes under the category of loss, not the amplification process. So now the types of non-linear scattering. There are two types of non-linear scattering. First one is the stimulated Brillouin scattering, which is called as the SBS. Stimulated Raman scattering, which is called as the SRS. So SBS and SRS are not usually observed in multimode fibers. They are not usually observed in the multimode fiber because they are relatively large core diameter. Core diameter multimode fiber already हमने जब फाइबर के कर रहे थे कि जब आपका कोर डायमीटर होता है, in the case of a multimode, मल्टीमोड के केस में कोर डायमीटर ज़्यादा होता है और आपका जब हम इसकी बात करते हैं तो उसके केस में क्लैडिंग की डायमीटर ज़्यादा होती है, कोर का कम होता है इन द केस ऑफ सिंगल मोड. तो रीज़न यहाँ पे क्या है कि आपका जो नॉन लीनियर स्कैटरिंग होता है दैट रिक्वायर्स अ थ्रेशोल्ड लेवल, थ्रेशोल्ड लेवल, और जब तक वो थ्रेशोल्ड लेवल हमारा रीच नहीं हो जाता तब तक हमारा एटेन्यूएशन स्टार्ट नहीं होता. सो इन द केस ऑफ मल्टीमोड फाइबर आपका जो कोर डायमीटर हाई होता है, लार्ज होता है, बड़ा होता है, दैट मेक्स द ऑप्टिकल पावर, थ्रेशोल्ड ऑप्टिकल पावर लेवल एक्सट्रीमली हाई, और उसको रीच कर पाना मुश्किल हो जाता है या मतलब बहुत टाइम लगता है या फिर हम नॉर्मली अवॉइड करते हैं. दैट्स व्हाई दिस आर नॉट ऑब्जर्व्ड इन द मल्टीमोड फाइबर, बिकॉज इन द मल्टीमोड फाइबर ड्यू टू large core diameter the optical threshold power are extremely high. Now the stimulated Brillouin scattering. So what is the SBS? may be regarded as the modulation of light through thermal molecular vibration within the fiber. So SBS is regarded as the modulation, that means change in the whenever there is a change in the something with respect to either amplitude or other frequency, जब हम change कुछ करते हैं, that comes under the category of or phase modulation. So in this particular case, that is SBS, modulation of light occurs due to thermal molecular vibration within the fiber. The scattered light appear as upper and lower side bands. So whatever with the scattered light will appear as the upper and the lower side band of the original light wave signal, because in this particular thing there is a frequency change, frequency shift also occur. Frequency shift occurs, that is why if the original frequency is f, the shifted frequency may be f minus f1 or f plus f1. So, this is the scattered one and it will appear as the lower side band or the upper side band. In all the modulation process, when we talk about in general amplitude modulation process, then in that case there exists a, after modulation there exists a lower side band, upper side band and the main signal. Same thing here, because there is a change in the frequency, frequency shift hoti hai kuch na kuch values se, so it appears as the lower or the upper side band due to frequency shift. The frequency shift is basically main reason for that. The incident photon in this scattering process produces a phonon of acoustic frequency as well as the scattered frequency. So, in this particular case, incident photon after scattering produces a phonon of acoustic frequency and as well the scattered photon, both are existing here. This produces an optical frequency shift which varies with the scattering angle. Frequency shift hoti hai in all the non-linear scattering process with the scattering angle. The frequency shift is maximum in the backward direction. We have to remember this line that frequency shift is maximum in the backward direction, reducing to 0 in the forward direction, making SBS a mainly backward process. So, as we have seen in a non-linear process, linear process also, that is my scattering basically occurs in the forward direction and in the backward direction it is minimum. In non-linear also, when we talk about the SBS, it occurs mainly in the backward direction and in the forward direction it is minimum. So, SBS is basically mainly a backward process. Say in linear case, my scattering is basically a forward process. So, this is a small terms which we have to remember, because this may be asked for in the MCQ part of any optical communication paper. Now, whenever we talk about that in nonlinear scattering, each and every signal has to achieve a threshold value, threshold power level before attenuation. This type any attenuation in non-linear scattering will occur. So, in Brillouin scattering, that threshold level is given by this one. Again I am writing it for you, which is given by PB 4.4 into 10 to the power of minus 3 d square, that is diameter of the core. That is why it is saying if multimode fiber, if the diameter is increased, this threshold power will also increase. तो थ्रेशोल्ड पावर बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएगा मल्टी मोड फाइबर में. सिंगल मोड फाइबर में ये सिग्निफिकेंट होता है क्योंकि सिंगल मोड फाइबर में डायमीटर कम होता है. अगर हम और मल्टी मोड की जब हम बात करते हैं, इन मल्टी मोड फाइबर डायमीटर गोज ऑन इंक्रीजिंग. डायमीटर जितनी ज़्यादा हो जाएगी ये थ्रेशोल्ड पावर ऑफ कोर्स इंक्रीज होता है पैरेलली उसके, और इतना ज़्यादा हो जाएगा दैट वी विल नॉट एबल टू अटेन दैट लेवल ऑफ थ्रेशोल्ड सो दैट अटेन्युएशन कैन हैपन. Lambda square, that is it is also dependent upon the frequency or wavelength which we are selecting for propagation. Alpha dB, that is attenuation parameter, nu is the, now d and lambda are the fiber core diameter and the operating wavelength, और दोनों की यूनिट होती है माइक्रोमीटर्स में. alpha dB is the fiber attenuation decibel per kilometer, nu is the source bandwidth in gigahertz. So don't get confused with the lambda and the nu. Lambda is the operating wavelength and the nu is the source bandwidth, source की आपकी bandwidth जिससे आपका सिग्नल एमिट हो रहा है. सोर्स, आप ऑप्टिकल सोर्स के बारे में थोड़ा सा इंट्रोडक्शन आपको दिया ही हुआ है, इंट्रोडक्शन पार्ट ऑफ द ऑप्टिकल कम्युनिकेशन. तो न्यू इज द सोर्स बैंडविड्थ विच अकर्स इन द गीगाहर्ट्ज रेंज विच इज द ऑप्टिकल रेंज. नाउ द सेकेंड टाइप ऑफ द non-linear scattering, which is the stimulated Raman scattering, which is also known as SRS. It is similar to SBS in all respect. The difference is that the high frequency optical phonon rather than acoustic phonon is generated in the scattering process. When you talk about the SBS में आपका acoustic phonon release होता है एंड SRS में आपका ऑप्टिकल फोनोन रिलीज होता है. Difference between the SRS and SBS is also asked sometimes in any examination, so you have to differentiate. Second one, ये जो ऑप्टिकल फोनोन होता है इसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी हाई होती है देन द acoustic फोनोन. थर्ड आपका जो डिफरेंस निकल के आएगा दैट इज फ्रॉम द नेक्स्ट स्टेटमेंट. It has an optical power threshold up to 3 orders of magnitude higher than the Brilliant one. Threshold power जो SBS का है फॉर एग्जाम्पल इट इज A, तो उसका 3 टाइम्स ज्यादा होगा इन द केस ऑफ SRS. SRS में थ्रेशोल्ड पावर 3 टाइम्स 3 फोल्ड ज्यादा हो जाता है अप्रोक्सीमेटली. सो इसको SRS किसी भी सिस्टम में होना और भी डिफिकल्ट प्रोसेस है. जब ऑप्टिकल पावर लेवल आपका और बड़ा हो रहा है दैट मीन्स यू हैव टू अटेन दैट लेवल सो दैट SRS कैन हैपन. सो इसका होना और भी डिफिकल्ट चीज़ है. पहले तो हमने ये कह दिया कि नॉन लीनियर स्कैटरिंग का होना ही डिफिकल्ट है क्योंकि इट हैज़ टू अटेन अ पर्टिकुलर थ्रेशोल्ड लेवल बिफोर इट स्टार्ट गोइंग टू बी हैपन. दूसरा हम कह रहे हैं कि SRS जो उसके दो पार्ट है SB और SRS, उसमें भी SRS का होना और डिफिकल्ट है बिकॉज इसमें 3 फोल्ड ज़्यादा हो जाता है आपका ऑप्टिकल पावर लेवल, थ्रेशोल्ड पावर लेवल. तीसरा पॉइंट जो हम यहाँ कह रहे हैं कि मल्टी मोड में नहीं होता है, इन सिंगल मोड होता है. क्यों होता है? क्योंकि इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन द d स्क्वायर डायमीटर ऑफ द कोर, और आपका मल्टी मोड में डायमीटर ज्यादा होता है एज कंपेयर टू सिंगल मोड. बहुत ज्यादा होता है डायमीटर एज कंपेयर टू सिंगल मोड. तो डायमीटर ज्यादा जैसे ही होगा ऑफ कोर्स आपके थ्रेशोल्ड पावर लेवल की वैल्यू भी उसके करस्पॉन्डिंग ज्यादा हो जाएगी और उसको अटेन करेंगे तभी हमारा. तो लोअर पावर लेवल में ये लॉस होना बहुत मुश्किल है. इट इज ऑलवेज अकर्स इन द हायर पावर लेवल. नाउ द थ्रेशोल्ड पावर लेवल ऑफ द SRS that is given by PR is equal to 5.9 into 10 to the power of minus 2 d square, that is the diameter of the core, lambda that is the operating wavelength, alpha dB is our attenuation. Of course the unit is watt here. Now if we are saying that for any operating wavelength or any fiber SRS threshold power, that is PR, is greater than the threshold power of SBS. Just have a proof of this. For the proving this, just have a numerical based on this. This is just a formula based numerical, and we will have a compare the threshold power level in the SBS and the SRS. So just have a readout of the question. A long single mode optical fiber has an attenuation of 0. dB per kilometer, that is alpha dB, which is required for calculating the threshold power is given as 0.5 dB per kilometer. When operating at a wavelength of 1.3, that is lambda is given as 1.3 into 10 to the power of minus 6. The fiber diameter is 6 micrometer, that is D is given as 6 micrometer, and the laser source bandwidth, that is nu, is equal to 600 megahertz. Compare the threshold power level. So, by using the formula for SBS and the SRS, what we are getting? When we have put the PB, when they put the P value in this equation, which is of PB 4.4 to the power minus 3 d square lambda square alpha dB nu, we get, putting the value on this equation, 4.4 into 10 to the power minus 3 d square, diameter value already given in the question, lambda square already shown here. What is the value of lambda? Alpha dB 0.5 nu, 600 megahertz. By putting all that value, we get the PB as 80.3 milliwatt. Similarly, for calculating the threshold power level of Raman stimulated Raman scattering, that is SRS, here is the formula, 5.9 to 10 to the power minus 2 into d square lambda alpha dB. This is the d is 6 micrometer, lambda 1.3 into the power minus 6, alpha dB 0.5 dB. By putting the value, we get this in watt, 1.38 watt. This is in watt and this is milliwatt. So, of course, this one is the higher one, optical power. So, PR is greater than PB, proved. All the parameters are same, but PR is greater than PB. Now comes the bend loss. So, whenever, already we have discussed in the previous lectures also, whenever there is some change either in the form of fluctuation or in the form of downward fluctuation or in the form of any form, or we bend the fiber completely, or there is a fiber and it has some fluctuation in between, all will leads to change in the path of ray propagation. Jesse, it will lead to the change in path, it will leads to the change in mode. It will lead to change in the mode and it will leads to attenuation or loss in the optical fiber propagation. The optical fiber suffers radiation loss at bends or curves, bend or curves. It is due to the energy in the evanescent field at the bend exceeding the velocity of the light in the cladding, and hence the guidance mechanism is inhibited, which causes light energy to be radiated from the fiber. So, what is bend? Whenever bend is going to happen, and we know that velocity, if we talk about the velocity, velocity is dependent upon the refractive index, and the refractive index of the core and the cladding is different. So, as the refractive index of the core and cladding is different, velocity is also different. So, there will be a bend जब भी आपका होगा, in that case अगर आपका light ray propagate करेगा and it will move towards the cladding and it will move leads to the radiation, and radiation comes under the loss part. Or the part of the light mode which is outside of the band has to be travel faster than at the inside, so that जो outside में it has to travel faster so that it can reach the destination at the same time, but this does not happen and this will leads to the loss of radiation of signal in the form of radiation. Now, in continuation with that, we have a radiation attenuation coefficient which is given by alpha t is equal to C1 exponential C2 r, where r is the radius of the curvature of the fiber. Radius of the curvature means if we have a bend, what is the that one. C1 and C2 are the constant which is independent of r. Large bending loss tend to occur in a multi-mode fiber. Now, there is also a loss of two type. First one is the large length macro or micro. This one is the macro one which exists in a multi-mode fiber, at critical radius of curvature, that is given by this value, RC should be equal to 3 n1 square lambda 4 pi n1 square minus n2 square, already known to you. N1 is the refractive index of the core and N2 is the refractive index of the cladding. So, as per the equation suggests that this macro bending loss which is occurs in the case of a multimode fiber can be reduced by designing of the fiber with large refractive index difference. So, this is the formula for refractive index, basically large refractive index relative is given by this one, and this we can easily say that up till this value exists in this equation, lambda has to be removed. So, if we take denominator is in the del part. So, if this value is increased, then of course, RC can be reduced and a shorter wavelength, lambda wavelength here. So, this is the Pradhoop method by which we can reduce the macro bending loss. And similarly, for a single mode fiber in which we have a micro bending loss, the radius of curvature for that is given by this 20 lambda n1 minus n2 half 2.748 minus 0.996 lambda by lambda c, where lambda c is your cutoff wavelength to the power minus 3. Let us do one numerical related to that, in which we have a two-step index fiber. First one is the multimode fiber and the second one is the single mode fiber. First one multimode, we have a refractive index of core refractive index of 1.5 and relative refractive index of 3% and operating wavelength of this one, that is N1 is relative refractive index, that is del is this one, del ko N1 square minus N2 square upon 2 N1. We have to remember this is of 3% and operating wavelength of 0.82 micrometer. So, first of all we will have this. So, del here, first of all we have to, for the formula of a multimode, we have to know the value of 3 n1 lambda n1 square minus n2 square. We have a value of n1 square in the numerical, we have a value of lambda, but we do not have a value of n2. So, for calculating the radius of curvature, first of all we have to calculate the value of n2. So, here the formula for relative refractive index is taken. Its difference is taken, and after that we will get the value of n2 square is equal to 2.115, and putting that in the formula already we have for multimode, we get the RC as 9 micrometer, which is our answer. Now, for the second part of this question, 8 micrometer diameter is given, D, single mode fiber having a core refractive index same as A, that is N1 is given as 1.5, relative refractive index of 0.3, that is different from the first one, and operating wavelength of 1.55 micrometer, that is also different from the first one. So, we will use this formula, that is the critical radius of curvature for the single mode fiber. We have used this formula, but again same as the part A, first of all we have to calculate the N2 using the relative refractive index difference formula. We have calculated the N2 here, but one thing, in this formula we are also required to calculate the lambda c for the single mode fiber. So, we have used the formula for the single cutoff wavelength for the single mode fiber, and as per putting the formula we already have A value, D value is given with us. So, A can be calculated by D by 2, N1 is given, del is given. So, after putting the value we get the value as lambda c is equal to 1.214 micrometer. And now we have with all the values which is required for calculating the radius of curvature of a single mode fiber. By putting all that value in the formula, that is this formula, this is the formula for radius of curvature for single mode fiber. When we put all the values, we get the as 34 micrometer. So, this is 9 micrometer and this is the 34 micrometer. So, this comes under the micro bending and this the macro bending. So, here comes the end of our scattering and the bending loss. In the coming lecture, we will discuss other forms of attenuation or the losses which occurs in the optical fiber. Thank you.